Hello, good day everyone. My name is Divine Ian Grace Alvarez, and today I am going to make a recorded discussion of review questions in English from item 299 to 304. Okay, so for the question 299, when teaching speaking to learners of English as a second language or ESL, the specific learning needs that needed to be addressed always are blank. Okay, so here's the choices. So, learning a language doesn't always mean being fluent. Language learning can lead to different levels of proficiency that may serve individuals at different levels of study or career. Okay, so for the first choice, it states that improving their fluency, improving their pronunciation, and improving their enunciation, which is incorrect. Based on the question stated that when teaching speaking. So, we cannot go directly to improve the fluency of students if in the first place, they don't know yet how to speak. So, for the second choice, exposing them to native speakers and giving them plenty of practice. Yes, it could be because this would help to use that language in different contexts, and it helps to sharpen their knowledge, but this does not teach and practice the students to speak. So, this choice is also incorrect. And for the third choice, teaching them to speak in the target language, which is correct because obviously we are teaching the students to speak, which is what the question wanted as an answer. Now, for the fourth choice, understanding the movement and location of mouth and tongue when making sounds, which is again incorrect because this is not teaching the students to speak but to understand the movement and location of mouth and tongue when making sounds. Okay, so obviously the correct answer for this item is letter C. Okay, so for the question number 300, which teaching activities would be most appropriate if the objective of teaching speaking is the improvement of fluency? Okay, 1. Delivering speeches, group discussions, negotiations, and debates, interviews, and meetings, etc. Okay, yes, it could be because this will practice the students to speak and may lead to students to be fluent in speaking, especially because he or she is practicing himself or herself to speak in front of other people. Next, working on specific vowels, troublesome consonants, exercises, and sounds not present in first language, and etc. Okay, so I think it's not suitable in improving the fluency of students in speaking because these are used to achieve good pronunciation and how to utter the words. Next, working on reductions, one-to-one word stress, intonations, patterns, and etc. Okay, so obviously, the question focused on how to improve fluency in speaking, and this one is focused on reduction or the changes of words or the movement of words. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is letter A, one only. For the question number 301, what is the view of behaviorists on the influence of first language to learner success in mastering his TL or target language? Okay, so 1. First language habits interfere with learner success in acquiring his or her target language or TL. Yes, it could be because our prior knowledge is a big help if it relates to the target language that we are aiming to acquire. It could be easy for us to understand the new language if it is likely similar to what we used to have. Then the next one is first language items not found in TL will be difficult for his or her to learn. Yes, of course, it will be difficult to learn that target language because we cannot link it to any knowledge we have earlier, so it will be difficult. Okay, the last one is first language items found in TL or target language will be easy for him or her to learn. Yes, because as I said earlier, that it could be easy for us to understand the new language if it is similar to what we used to have. Okay, so for this item, the correct answer is letter D, the 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so for the question number 302, how do cognitivists such as Chomsky perceive the commission of errors by learners? Okay, so here's the question. So the first choice is errors are indicators of failure to learn, thus should be right away eliminated. This is incorrect because an error doesn't mean failure. Maybe it become failure if we are not learning from that error. Next, errors fosters wrong speech habits and should be stamped out by repeated drills and exercises. So this is again incorrect because errors can or cannot be errors forever because it only depends how the students deal with it. The next, errors are welcome in that they indicate what has been learned and what needs yet to be learned, which is correct because if we know what are the errors in something and we tried to correct it, we can be able to determine the learning we get from it and what are the learning we needed to get. Then the last choice is contrastive analysis before language teaching minimizes error occurrence. That is also incorrect. So the answer for this question is letter C. Okay, so for the question number 303, if your aim in teaching is to stress grammar, syntax, and mechanics and to reinforce the language forms and vocabulary items you taught earlier, which approach to teaching writing would be useful? Okay, so here's the choices. Okay, so A, controlled writing, B, guided writing, C, free writing, D, communicative writing. Okay, so the correct answer for this is letter A, controlled writing, because it is a learning model used by teachers where learners are given structured prompts to help them put the writing on the page. So it is first used to teach early year students and comes in handy all throughout schooling. Okay, so for the last number 304, a language teacher teaches writing by approximating what writers do in real life. That is writing for definite purpose and definite audience. Thus, she or he creates the context for writing and provides the target language for the students to choose what to say, how to say, and who say it to. What teaching writing approach is used in this instance? Okay, so here's the choices. A, controlled writing, B, guided writing, C, free writing, D, communicative writing. So the correct answer for this item is communicative writing, because it highlights the importance of real communication for learning to take place. So this communicative writing approach that aimed at developing the learner's competence to communicate in the target language with an enhanced focus on real life situations. Okay, so that's the end of my discussion. Thank you for listening.